Your cat has seen something you never noticed. And once you understand what it is, your perception of them will never be the same. Have you ever seen your cat staring intently at nothing, as if observing something invisible to you? Maybe it was just random behavior, or maybe it wasn't. Because what if I told you that the chosen ones perceive certain things before others do? That cats don't choose just anyone, but rather those whose energy is different? Cats see beyond what our eyes are capable of. They sense vibrations that most people ignore. But not everyone realizes this. Only those with a special connection to the unseen world can recognize the signs. Now think for a moment. Has it ever happened that you felt a strange presence in the room, and at that very moment noticed your cat acting uneasy, staring at a specific spot? Did they follow something invisible with their eyes? Did their fur stand on end? Did they suddenly distance themselves from you for no apparent reason? If this has ever happened to you, know that your cat was reacting to something real. And the most unsettling thought, what if your cat wasn't just watching, but actually trying to warn you about something happening right now, all around you? Science attempts to explain feline behavior logically, but there are things that simply cannot be ignored. Stories of people who have seen their cats reacting to the invisible. Accounts from owners who sensed a presence in their home, only to realize their cat had been aware of it long before they were. And this raises a question that few dare to ask. Are cats merely observing, or are they trying to protect you from something you have yet to notice? Cats have always been connected to something greater. The ancient Egyptians revered them as spiritual guardians. Ancestral cultures believed they were living portals between worlds. But what almost no one knows is that cats only appear in certain people's lives for a very specific reason. What are they seeing? What do they know that we don't? And what if I told you that if a cat has chosen you, it means your energy is not ordinary? In the next few minutes, you will understand the true reason why cats appear in certain people's lives and what it could mean for you. Because if you're here right now, maybe it's not by chance. Maybe you are one of the chosen ones. Cats have always been regarded as mystical beings. But do you know why? Since ancient times, entire civilizations have recognized that these animals possess something different, something beyond rational explanation. The ancient Egyptians saw cats as spiritual guardians, protectors against invisible forces that roamed the world of the living. They believed that a cat's eyes could see beyond the veil of reality, perceiving presences that escaped human vision. It's no coincidence that cats were revered and even mummified alongside pharaohs, as if they were guides between this world and the next. In Japan, there was a deep belief that cats warded off evil spirits. In many temples, statues of cats with a raised paw were placed at the entrance as a sign of protection. But this was not just superstition. Many stories speak of cats who, upon sensing negative energy, would suddenly change their behavior, warning their owners of unseen dangers. For shamans and indigenous tribes, cats are travelers between worlds. According to their traditions, they can move between the physical and spiritual planes, acting as guides and messengers. Unlike other animals, cats do not merely react to their surroundings. They seem to understand something that we, as humans, do not. And this leads us to an even greater mystery. Why did different cultures, separated by thousands of years and vast distances, arrive at the same conclusion about cats? How can we explain the fact that, in different times and places, these animals have always been linked to the supernatural? The answer may be deeper than we imagine. What if cats truly possess a special gift, something that transcends the material world and connects directly to the unseen? Now think for a moment. Have you ever noticed that cats choose specific places to rest? They always seem to find the calmest and most energetic spots in the house. But there's something even more intriguing about this. The ancients believed that cats could sense the vibrations of their surroundings, and that when they lay in certain places, they were actually balancing the energy around them. This means that if a cat has chosen to sleep near you, it might be trying to stabilize your own energy. But there's a detail that almost no one notices. If cats can harmonize an environment, it means they can also detect when something is wrong. Many owners report that their cats avoid certain areas of the house, as if they know something is off. Others say that during moments of deep sadness or exhaustion, their cats simply come closer and stay near them without needing to do anything. Just being there, like silent guardians. And the chosen ones know exactly what I'm talking about. Because if you feel this connection with cats, if you've noticed that they come to you at the most unexpected moments, they might be protecting you from something you haven't yet perceived. But what exactly do they see? What do they know that we don't? In the next few minutes, you'll understand what happens when a cat enters your life and why it is never by chance. Unlike dogs, cats don't choose just anyone. They aren't guided merely by instinct or the need for companionship. They observe, analyze, and sense. And when a cat approaches someone, it's never random. If a cat has entered your life, it's because your energy has attracted it. But the question few people ask is, why? Cats don't live to please. Unlike other animals, they don't blindly follow commands, don't seek approval, and don't force themselves to stay where they don't want to be. They remain only where they feel they should be. But what happens when a cat chooses you? For some people, having a cat might seem like a casual decision, an unexpected encounter, or even a gift from fate. But is it really just that? There are countless stories of cats mysteriously appearing in someone's life at exactly the right moment, on the day that person needed protection, balance, or a connection with something greater. Maybe it was just a coincidence, or maybe it was a calling. Cats sense the vibrations around them. They pick up frequencies we are not consciously aware of. They know when someone carries something different within them, and that's why they don't choose just anyone. If a cat has approached you, if it has decided to stay, then there is a reason. Have you ever felt your cat watching you as if it understands something you don't? As if it knows something about you that has yet to be revealed? The chosen ones know that certain connections don't happen by chance, and cats are drawn to those who carry something special within them. But there is something even deeper. The ancients believed that cats could sense changes in a person's destiny. They appear when a cycle is about to close. They stay when something needs to be awakened within you. And sometimes, they disappear when their mission by your side is complete. If you have ever lost a cat that seemed to be inexplicably connected to you, maybe it had fulfilled its purpose in your journey. Maybe it was by your side for exactly the time your energy needed to be protected. Now, the real question is not why a cat chose you, but rather, what does it mean? In the next few minutes, you'll understand what this connection truly represents and why, when a cat enters your life, everything can start to change. Have you ever seen your cat staring intensely at an empty corner of the house, as if observing something invisible? Have you noticed it following something with its eyes that you cannot see? And then suddenly, it changes behavior. Its fur stands on end, its posture becomes defensive, and it acts as if it's in the presence of something you don't perceive. This has happened to many people. Accounts from around the world describe how cats seem to react to something beyond our understanding. But what exactly are they seeing? Science has already proven that cats possess highly refined senses. Their eyes detect frequencies beyond human vision. Their ears pick up sounds far beyond our hearing range. Their instincts alert them to subtle environmental shifts before we even notice them. But what if these abilities go beyond the physical? Many cultures believe that cats can see dimensions beyond our perception. In ancient Egypt, they were revered as spiritual guardians, capable of detecting spirits and repelling negative forces. In Japan, it was believed that cats were messengers between the world of the living and the world of the dead. And in various spiritual traditions, cats are seen as energetic sentinels, able to perceive invisible entities moving around us. The chosen ones know that reality extends far beyond what the eyes can see, and cats are silent witnesses to this hidden truth. There are countless stories of people who have felt strange presences in their homes, only to see their cats acting in unusual ways at the same time. Some have observed their cat staring intensely at a specific spot in the room for minutes, as if confronting someone invisible. Others report that in moments of deep emotional tension, their cats become restless and begin following them around the house, as if protecting them from something unseen. And there are even more astonishing cases. Accounts of people who have heard unexplained noises in the middle of the night, doors closing on their own, shadows glimpsed from the corner of the eye. And in all these moments, their cats were already on alert long before anything happened, as if they knew something was about to manifest. If cats perceive something we cannot see, are they merely observing, or are they trying to warn us? In a widely discussed case in spiritual forums, a woman shared that her cat began acting strangely every night, always at the same time. It would sit in front of her bedroom door and meow insistently, as if trying to alert her to something. At first, she thought it was just a random behavior, until one night, she felt a presence in her room. The cat, which had never been aggressive before, suddenly leaped into the air towards nothing, as if trying to ward off an invisible force. A few days later, she discovered that the house she lived in had a history of paranormal events. Another intriguing account comes from a man who noticed that his cat completely avoided a specific chair in the living room. Whenever he tried to place the cat there, it would run away or become anxious. Later, after speaking with neighbors, he learned that the previous owner of the house used to sit in that very chair for hours until he passed away there. The cat had sensed something no one else could. And then comes the big question. If cats can perceive energies around us, could they also influence the environment? And more than that, could they be protecting the chosen ones from forces we cannot see? Many cat owners say that when they feel afraid, anxious, or find themselves in a heavy environment, their cats instinctively come closer and stay beside them. But is it just a protective instinct? Or do they know something we don't? And if, on certain nights, when your cat starts acting strangely, it's actually trying to protect you from something lurking nearby unseen? In the next few minutes, you will understand how cats are true living portals between worlds and why they sense what you cannot perceive. Cats absorb negative energies, and this can affect them. This is a truth that few people realize. Have you ever noticed that in moments of sadness, anxiety, or exhaustion, your cat comes closer to you? It lies beside you, stays silent, and simply remains there. But what is it really doing? The ancients believed that cats are energy transmuters. They don't just sense the vibrations around them, they also absorb them. That's why, when you're going through a difficult time, your cat insists on being near. It's not just offering comfort, it's trying to balance your energy. And this comes at a cost. There are countless reports of people who have seen their cats fall ill without explanation. Healthy animals that suddenly show signs of fatigue, sadness, or even physical illness with no apparent medical reason. But what if these symptoms weren't just biological problems? Many spiritual researchers believe that by absorbing the dense energies of their environment, cats end up carrying this burden within themselves. They act as energetic filters, pulling into themselves what could be harming you. And there's something even more concerning about this. There have been cases where cats, after spending years alongside someone who was emotionally drained, developed severe illnesses, as if they were not only absorbing the negative energy, but also taking on the physical toll it caused. The chosen ones know that everything in the universe is energy, and when a cat sacrifices itself to protect someone, it does so because it feels it is its mission. But what happens if this cycle is never broken? Now, think for a moment. Have you ever felt drained, lacking energy, and your cat chose to lie exactly over the part of your body that was hurting? Have you noticed that after a while it gets up and walks away, often shaking itself or obsessively licking its paws? This might not be just a simple feline habit. Many believe that when cats compulsively groom themselves after spending time near someone who is emotionally burdened, they are trying to cleanse themselves of the energy they just absorbed. Some spiritual experts suggest that if a cat begins displaying unusual behavior right after being close to someone carrying heavy emotions, it might be overloaded with the energy it took in. And there are even more unsettling accounts. In some esoteric traditions, it is believed that when a cat falls gravely ill with no apparent medical explanation, it could be because it has carried the heavy energies of its environment for too long. It may have absorbed not only emotions, but also dense spiritual influences. This raises a question that few dare to ask. If cats absorb negative energy to protect their owners, what happens when that energy becomes too much for them to bear? And more than that, how can you tell if your cat is already suffering the consequences of this invisible burden? If your cat is always near you when you're feeling down, if it insists on lying on certain parts of your body, if it seems to carry an unseen weight, it might be absorbing more than it should. Now the big question, what happens when a cat has taken in more energy than it can handle? In the next few minutes, you'll understand how to protect your cat from energetic overload and how to make sure it doesn't suffer the consequences of trying to protect you. Cats are not just silent companions. They are always aware of their surroundings, observing details that go unnoticed by human eyes. But what most people don't realize is that cats don't just sense the energies around them, they actively work to balance them. If you've ever noticed that your cat has favorite spots to sleep, know that this is not random. In many spiritual traditions, it is believed that cats identify energy points in a house and choose these places to neutralize dense vibrations. Have you ever noticed that your cat avoids certain rooms while seeming obsessed with others? Or that it always lies on a specific piece of furniture as if it were the safest spot in the house? This happens because cats instinctively seek out the places where energy is most intense. If an environment is heavy, they may lie there for long periods, as if filtering something invisible. That's why after sleeping in the same spot for a while, your cat suddenly moves to a different place. It has already done its work there. But there is an even more intriguing phenomenon. If you've been sick, exhausted, or emotionally drained, you've probably noticed that your cat comes closer and lies directly on you. And that's no coincidence. Many reports suggest that cats choose specific parts of their owner's body to rest on, especially where there is pain, tension, or an energy imbalance. Like silent healers, they absorb what is misaligned and help restore balance. But there are other signs that show your cat is protecting you. Have you ever noticed your cat following you around the house, especially when you're emotionally distressed? Have you seen it place itself between you and certain people or areas, as if creating an invisible barrier? Some people say their cats become more affectionate when they're in crisis, while others notice that, during these times, their cats simply watch from a distance, as if standing guard. And there's something even more curious. Many owners have reported that their cats become restless before something bad happens, as if they sense an energy shift before it manifests in the physical world. There have been cases where cats started meowing insistently, avoiding certain areas of the house, and shortly after, something strange occurred. A power failure, an object falling without explanation, or even a heated argument between family members. The chosen ones know that none of this is a coincidence. If your cat insists on lying on your chest, back, or even your head, it may be a sign that it is trying to purify your energy. It feels what you don't. It perceives what you ignore. But there's something you need to understand. Cats do this because they feel the need to protect you. But are you protecting your cat? Many times when a cat takes on the role of an energetic guardian, it can become overloaded. Some start sleeping more than usual, others change their behavior, isolate themselves, or even develop unexplained illnesses. This could be a sign that they are absorbing more than they can handle. Now, the most important question: how can you give back this protection? How can you ensure that your cat doesn't suffer the consequences of balancing the energies around you? In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to preserve your cat's spiritual strength and prevent it from carrying more than it should. If a cat distances itself from you, your energy may have changed. This is a truth that few recognize. Many people believe that when a cat stops showing affection, when it no longer sleeps beside its owner or avoids their presence, it's just a phase, a random behavior. But what if this withdrawal is actually a silent warning? Cats are extremely sensitive to energetic changes. They don't just perceive the vibration of a space, they also feel when a person's energy shifts. This means that if your cat used to stay close to you and suddenly begins to avoid you, something might be happening without you realizing it. And this change can have many causes. Have you felt more irritable than usual? More exhausted for no apparent reason? Have you sensed that your home feels different? Heavier? More dense? If so, your cat may have detected this shift before you even noticed. Many people report that during difficult emotional periods, their cats become more distant, not because they don't care, but because they are trying to protect themselves. When a person accumulates too much negative energy, whether from stress, heavy thoughts, or external influences, cats can feel it as an invisible weight. But there's something even more concerning. If a cat constantly avoids a specific part of the house, it might be because something in that space is energetically unbalanced. There are stories of people who notice their cats avoiding a room for weeks, only to later discover that the area held a buildup of negative energy, objects with a heavy emotional history, or even a spiritual presence that the cat could sense. And the chosen ones know that none of this happens by chance. But there's a detail that almost no one notices. When a cat not only distances itself, but also starts showing signs of restlessness, staring repeatedly at a particular spot, avoiding eye contact with you, or even changing its eating and sleeping routines, this may indicate that it is overwhelmed by the surrounding energy. If it used to sleep beside you and now chooses another room, if it watches you from a distance but doesn't come closer, it may be trying to understand what has changed in you. Some cats, when sensing an intense energetic load in their owner, may even avoid physical contact for a while because they need to recover their own energy before interacting again. But there is an even more alarming sign: when a cat becomes excessively skittish for no apparent reason. If your cat has always been comfortable with affection and suddenly starts avoiding touch, hiding, or even acting aggressively without explanation, it could mean that it has absorbed too much negative energy and needs space to release it. And now comes the big question. If cats can sense our energy, can we do something to restore this connection when we notice them pulling away? The answer is yes. Practices such as energetic cleansing of the home, herbal baths to restore the house's vibration, and even simple meditation rituals can help rebalance this connection. Some people report that after performing an energy cleansing in their home, their cats return to them spontaneously, as if they felt the space was safe again. But what if the distance remains? Now, the most important question is, what can you do if your cat is withdrawing, and how can you ensure that your energy is in harmony again? In the next few minutes, you will understand how to reconnect with your cat and restore the balance of your energy before this distance becomes permanent. While you sleep, your cat remains awake, watching, waiting. Sometimes it walks silently around the house as if guarding something. Other times it simply sits in a corner, staring at an invisible point. But what exactly is it doing? Many people believe that at night, cats take on an even more mysterious role than during the day. They not only protect the house, but also seem to act directly on the energy of those who share their space. There are reports of people who, during intense dreams, felt their cats approaching, lying beside them, or even touching their faces. And when they woke up, they realized their cats were actually there. But is this just coincidence? Or do cats have a connection with the dream world that goes beyond what we can understand? In spirituality, it is believed that cats are guardians of sleep and consciousness. Many esoteric traditions claim that while we sleep, our spirit can temporarily detach from the physical body and travel to other dimensions, a phenomenon known as astral projection. And cats, with their extreme sensitivity to energy, not only perceive when this happens but also protect this transition. The chosen ones know that dreams are much more than random images. They can be messages, signs, and even portals to other realms. And cats seem to understand this better than anyone. Have you ever had an incredibly vivid dream, only to wake up and find your cat staring at you? Or notice that on a particular night, it slept close to your head, as if guarding your mind while you traveled between worlds? There are stories of people who claim their cats become restless before certain dreams begin, that they purr louder, change positions repeatedly, or even wake their owners just as a dream is about to turn into a nightmare. Some believe that in those moments, cats are trying to bring the person back, preventing them from going too far into their spiritual journey. And there is something even more fascinating. Some ancient cultures claim that cats do not just observe dreams, they can enter them. There are reports of people who dreamed of their cats guiding them through unknown paths, leading them to places that felt too real to be mere dreams. But the most intriguing question is, do cats also dream about their owners? Science has already proven that cats dream. Studies show that, just like humans, they enter a REM sleep state, where the highest brain activity occurs. But what do they see in these dreams? There are accounts of people who have seen their cats move in their sleep, twitching their paws as if walking, or even softly meowing as if communicating with something. And the stories don't stop there. Some people claim that on specific nights, their cats refuse to sleep. They spend the night on high alert, pacing the house, staring into empty corners, or positioning themselves near the bedroom door, as if protecting something their owners cannot see. If cats can perceive the spiritual world when we are awake, why wouldn't they do the same while we sleep? And this leads us to an even greater mystery. If cats truly are dream guardians, could there be something they are trying to keep us from seeing? In the next few minutes, you will understand why cats may be much more than nighttime companions, and how this connection to the dream world could change the way you see your cat. A cat's purr has healing power. Many people think of this sound as simply a sign of contentment or relaxation. But the truth is that purring goes far beyond that. It carries a mystery that science has only recently begun to uncover. A secret that ancient civilizations already knew thousands of years ago. Have you ever noticed that cats purr not only when they are happy, but also when they are sick or injured? Have you realized that in moments when you feel sad, anxious, or exhausted, your cat comes close and starts purring next to you? This is not a coincidence. Researchers have discovered that the sound frequencies emitted by a cat's purr range between 25 and 150 hertz, precisely the range associated with bone regeneration, tissue healing, and pain relief in scientific studies. This means that when a cat purrs near you, it may literally be helping your body heal. And if this already seems impressive, there's something even deeper behind it. The ancient Egyptians believed that a cat's purr was a sacred vibration capable of aligning the human body's energy. Among Buddhist monks, there are accounts that cats were kept in temples not only as symbols of spiritual protection, but because their vibrations were believed to assist in meditation and energy balance. But there is a detail that almost no one notices. Cats do not purr only for others. They also purr for themselves when they are injured or feeling weak. It is as if they use this vibration to speed up their own recovery, something no other animal seems to do in quite the same way. And the chosen ones know that everything in the universe is energy and frequency. Now think for a moment. Have you ever had an extremely difficult day, and for no apparent reason, your cat came to you and started purring? As if it sensed that it needed to be there, that it had to offer you something invisible yet powerful? Many cat owners report that after moments like these, they feel an unexplainable sense of calm, as if a weight had been lifted. Others claim that physical pain lessened or even disappeared after a cat purred near the affected area. But there is something that almost no one notices. Purring does not just relieve pain and bring comfort. It can be a sign that your cat is trying to neutralize energies around you. If a cat begins purring insistently at certain moments or in specific places, it may be sensing a dense vibration and attempting to transmute it. There are reports of people who noticed their cats purring near the door before unexpected visitors arrived, or on nights when the atmosphere in the house felt heavy and tense. And there is something even more remarkable. Some people claim that during deep meditation, their cats approach them and start purring as if they were synchronizing their vibration with theirs. Others report that their cats purr more intensely when someone in the house is about to get sick, as if they perceive the energetic imbalance before any symptoms appear. This leads us to an even bigger question. If purring can influence the energy around us, could it be that cats are protecting us from something invisible? In the next few minutes, you will understand how this special frequency can be used for your own benefit and how your cat may be healing you without you even realizing it. Have you ever stopped to think that your cat is not with you by chance? That the connection between you is much deeper than just affection and companionship? Cats do not choose just anyone. They are drawn to those who have a unique energy, a vibration different from most. If a cat has crossed your path and decided to stay, it may be because there is a greater mission between you, something beyond ordinary understanding. And now comes the great revelation. You and your cat have a purpose together. Since ancient times, cats have been considered spiritual guardians. In ancient Egypt, they were believed to protect their owners not only from physical threats, but also from invisible influences. In shamanic traditions, cats were seen as spiritual guides, helping their human companions navigate the energetic world. And in occultism, some believe that cats are guardians of portals, sentinels that maintain balance between dimensions. But there is something few people realize. If your cat has chosen you, it may be here to protect you, to teach you something, or to awaken something within you. The chosen ones know that nothing happens by chance, and cats seem to sense when a person has a special mission. They are drawn to those with a spiritual calling, those awakening to a new reality. They do not just accompany your journey, they are part of it. Now, think about the most difficult moments in your life. How many times has your cat been by your side, silently, just watching over you? How many times has it appeared when you needed comfort, even when no one else knew? And how many times has it seemed to predict something before it even happened? If you feel that your cat's presence is different, that it understands you in an unexplainable way, that it is always there at the right moments, perhaps it is because it is part of your mission here. But there is something even deeper behind this. What if your cat's role is not just to protect you? What if it has been waiting for something from you all along? Many believe that cats come into certain people's lives to help them evolve spiritually, to teach them to trust their intuition, to recognize the signs of the universe, to understand that there is much more beyond what the eyes can see. But there is a detail that almost no one notices. There are reports of people who, after a cat entered their lives, began experiencing synchronicities more frequently. Their dreams became more vivid. Their intuition grew stronger. Some even started sensing the energy of places with greater clarity, as if the mere presence of the cat had awakened something within them, something that had always been there but had never been noticed. And there is something even more intriguing. Some say that when cats choose their owners, they are also searching for something. Certain spiritualists believe that cats may have their own missions, and that when they find a person with the right vibration, they complete part of their own spiritual journey. If this is true, then this connection is not one-sided. It is a bond of mutual learning, an exchange of energy and purpose. Perhaps your cat is guiding you towards something you have yet to discover. Perhaps it is preparing you for something greater. Now, the real question is, are you ready to understand the true meaning of this connection? In the next few minutes, you will discover what this mission truly means and how this bond can change your life forever. If you have made it this far, you now know that your cat is not by your side by chance. It feels your energy, protects your path, and may be trying to show you something you have yet to realize. The chosen ones understand that some connections go beyond the physical world. Your cat is not just a companion. It may be a guardian, a guide, a mirror of your own awakening. But there is something that few people know. There is a way to strengthen this connection even further, to understand the signs your cat is sending you, and even to help it fulfill the mission it has with you. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to decode the hidden messages your cat sends you every day, messages you may never have noticed before. Now that you understand the true connection between you and your cat, there is something important that needs to be done. This is not just information to be forgotten, it is an awakening. The chosen ones know that when they discover something powerful, they cannot simply ignore it. And now, you have a choice: to leave this video and continue with your routine as if nothing happened, or to accept this truth and strengthen this connection. If you feel that your cat has a greater purpose by your side, if you have ever experienced moments where it seemed to understand you more than anyone else, then leave a comment. My guardian is with me. This is not just a phrase. It is a way to manifest this connection, to acknowledge that you feel this deep bond and that you are ready to see the signs that once went unnoticed. And more than that, share this message. Do you know someone who has a special cat? Someone who has noticed mysterious behaviors but never understood their true meaning? Then send them this video. Maybe they too need to awaken to this truth. But there is something even deeper behind this. Cats have a mission with you, but are you fulfilling your part? Have you ever wondered if there is something your cat is waiting for you to do? Many chosen ones feel this connection, but they don't always know how to strengthen it. They notice the signs, but don't know how to interpret them. They sense that their cat's presence is something greater, but they do not fully understand what it means. And that is why this video is only the beginning. In the upcoming content, you will learn how to decipher the hidden signals your cat sends you, how to protect your energy so that it does not absorb negative vibrations, and how to strengthen this connection so that you can fulfill this mission together. So if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and leave a like. This is not just a way to show support. It is a sign to the universe that you are ready to receive more of these messages and awaken even further. Now write in the comments, "My guardian is with me." See you in the next video, Chosen One.